So my name is Nathanaël Paulis. I'm a violinist, singer-songwriter, and mostly composer from Belgium. And I did my master in Belgium in the Conservatoires of Liège, and now I'm a new student in the music production, technology, and innovation at Berklee Valencia. So I actually been using technology for a long, long time in terms of creativity. I began to use MuseScore as my main composing tool because it was free when I was 13, so already like 11 years ago, which is pretty interesting because I passed every era of MuseScore from MuseScore 1 to MuseScore 4.4. I think it's the last update. So I saw the evolution of this application and it like kind of like it was also like following the evolution of my music and my creativity in terms of at the beginning I was just using MuseScore to do like some video game music arrangements and orchestrations, and then I've been interested by contemporary music and classical music. And so you need to like for this type of music you have like different type signatures, and you need a lot of accidentals and puritures and a lot of stuff to add to the scores. Sometimes you want to do some graphic scores, for example. So you obviously need to have like tools that follows your energy and follow your creativity. So the evolution of musical to me was probably what helped me also to become the composer I am today. That uses like influences from like a lot of different type of music and genres. To the point that like recently this year I wrote a piece for orchestra called Materia, a piece for like I think the orchestra was like 90 members and the full score was like 45 tracks, which was gigantic. Obviously, going back 11 years ago on Musical One, it would have been impossible for me to write a song, like to write a score with that type of tool. But as the evolution of the software when like came like when better, definitely I used Musical to do this type of score, which was really like something very important to me because I was like, I can use Finale, I can use Sibelius, but I wanted to stay on a free tool and explore like the huge capacity that a free tool like Musical can give to me. So that's definitely something like following like the creativity following the innovation in terms of like this type of tool, for example. I did the same with Ableton. I began to use Ableton as a singer-songwriter when I was 16. And it was, I think, Ableton 7, 8, maybe that I had on my old computer. And now it's Ableton 12. And things just evolve. And then because they add some new things and some new softwares into the machine, you can use the softwares to like do brand new type of music. And yeah, music just follows the innovation in the technology. That's also what I'm here at Berklee right now to do this master. It's like a 1 year master. And I wasn't really interested in technology in general. I actually was 5 years ago. I was like, I hate technology. I don't care about it. I don't care about like new tools, new things, blah, blah, blah. And then when I noticed that my music was following what was happening with technology around me, it was just like, okay, I need to know how it works to be a better musician and a better composer. So that's basically it. Probably outside of the yeah, this type of softwares, just the fact that I also play the violin and I play the electric violin. And I received my first electric violin when I was like, I don't know, 15, something like that. And it's really the type of instrument that is known in a niche way. Like you know the violin, not you don't mandatorily know the electric violin and how it works. And the fact that I've been accessing to like amplifiers and new pedals, and then going into forums speaking about like pedals for like guitarists and new technology for guitarists, then I could like translate all these informations to my instrument to the point that again I just recently bought a 5 string violin, which is also like a viola at the same time. And it just like gave me the opportunity to test, especially here at Berkeley with all the material that they have. It's crazy how much like stuff they have. To test pedals with my violin. and then go into studio and record things with like a plectrum. And then you try to translate what you play with your violin into like synthesizers. And then you try, I'm working on a way to record my violin and like make it a VST plugin. So it's all like all connected together and it's just never stops. So it's not only it's like a collaboration between the creativity and the technology, but also like both they're like feeding each other. Definitely, definitely. I mean, it's pretty difficult to answer because I've always been the one to work by myself. So I discovered musical by myself, and I actually never watched any tutorials about it. Never. I tried my best. I knew some like basic shortcuts from other tools, and I just translated them, to translate them into this type of softwares. So I always worked by myself. I never really used what the Conservatory in Liège and here at Berklee would give me as tools to do anything. But definitely, as soon as I got what I needed to like understand from this software by myself, going into school made life way easier because like I had this lesson called Max MSP lesson in Conservatory of Liège that I hated. I really, really hate it. Actually, I still need to finish this course to be like to have my diploma. I really, really don't like it because I was like, I don't see the point of trying to use like mathematics and doing like this type of graphs to my sounds, my own sound and stuff. I don't need that. And so I actually failed the class a lot of times. And now at Berklee, I go back to having this lesson again. But because my music evolved with technology, now I'm having this class and I'm like, oh, screw you. I could use that when I was younger. And I could use that as a composer when I was way younger, when I was like 16, 15, 12, even before. So that's definitely something that the school even like they help us for that. Like I'm very happy that you have like to having this lesson at in Liège because it was so cool to just have this teacher. His name is Gilles Gobert. He's a famous Belgian composer in terms of electronics. And he was like, we had like Max MSP, free licenses for Ableton, like a lot of stuff. And he was very open to new things. We also had this collaboration between the Conservatoire and the Henry Pusler Center, which is also like a electronic music, like mixed music research center in Belgium, in Liège. So we could work with them, and they would invite people for like to come and do master classes for us. So it was like definitely something that they were like putting into it. I wasn't really a receiver of it because it's not my main field of research in terms of music and creativity, but definitely they were here to help us at this point. In Berklee, I've been here for like the past 1 month and a half. They do the same, and especially because like it's not only a master in production, but it's also like a master in technology and innovation. So I'm discovering everything about compressors, and we can, as MPTI student, rent everything that we want from like the equipment team, IT, softwares, hardwares. A lot of things are like just here in school. We have the opportunity and the possibility to use it as like anytime we want until 2 a.m. every day. So definitely they put the money where they have to. And it's just like I can go in studio every day and just watch all the people in the studio. Definitely they know like yeah, they know that they work. They know what to do with that. And it's not to do ad placement for Berkeley or anything, but just like it just show that when you want to do it, you can because you know exactly where to put the money for students to know what they have to learn. And obviously some of them will know things by themselves. I didn't know like much of it by myself. But you always can learn something else. And the fact that like these schools know that and try to adapt because of the money that they want to put in these type of things. They want to adapt to all the type of student that can come here. It's definitely something that is like amazing. It really depends. the fact is that the Conservatoire of Liège is pretty like unique in a way that it was the first in Belgium and Western Europe to add contemporary researches in electronic music. So definitely it had something. Does it still have things? I'm not sure. It's complicated to say because money is always the question, and money is most of the time the answer to. So because they follow like the states and the rules of the states when they want to add some money more to like give some other lesson. And it's also a question of credits, European credits for students. Most of the time, students don't take the time and don't really have the opportunity to go more into um, this type of technology researches. It, just in terms of masters, for example, the master students in Liège, we don't have, so we have like in composition, we have a few different masters. We have one in like classical contemporary composition. You have one in arrangement and orchestration, and you have also one in electroacoustic music. I don't think in the past 7 years I've been in this conservatory, I saw any students in electroacoustic music doing a master. I'm not sure about it. And the school is there and they know like they won't refuse any student, but at the same time, I feel like we still have work to do, definitely. Definitely. Oh, in a lot of ways. Like so I will like split my career in like two parts, the composition one and the singer-songwriter one. As a singer-songwriter and soon to be producer if I finish this master alive, which is we'll see about it. But just like in terms of producing, the music industry is evolving so quick with technology, and we I just had a conference about analog devices, which is an American industry that works on like analog devices. And we talked about it like everything is going so quick and everything is evolving so quick. And now there is like the AI going into this industry. And so you need the tool to understand how it works. And if you're like me and you're not really a big fan of AI, for example, especially because of sustainability and ecology, there is a lot of questions to ask that you're trying to answer thanks to technology without going into AI. So that's definitely something that's going to impact my professional life and probably like the life of all artists and musicians in the world for the past for the next 10 years and so on and so on. It's already affecting life of musician right now. So that's for the singer-songwriting part. For the compositional part, it definitely it's linked. I mean, like we saw recently, I think 3 weeks ago, that Finale will stop being updated, for example. For a lot of different reasons. It could be like financial, it could be like just like it's a lot of different reasons, but just that. And I'm seeing like new young composers. They know about Finale, and it's like it has been presented as like the basics of like film scoring software, for example. And knowing that it won't be updated, it makes you choose different paths and different ways to go and write your own music. And definitely, for example, like with like Musical 4 updates last year, which was like a game-changing update in terms of music because it like this app just became so big in a lot of different ways. And you know they have like good VST and they like record a lot of things. They also bought Audacity, so they have like a compatibility with Audacity. It's like it's crazy how much things they have right now in the box. Definitely, it makes you rethink everything. And I'm not the composer I was going to be 3 years ago if it was staying on Musical 3. I was actually thinking about like switching to Finale and Sibelius. But no, Finale is probably going to die, and Musical is probably going to be like even bigger. Definitely, things are changing and even faster than I would imagine them to change. So yeah, that's usually in between them. Oh, I have one word. I mean, it's not one word. It's like one sentence. Please add some hardwares. Hardwares. I, I'm like newbie in producing. I've been doing 7 years, 6 years of master, like bachelor and master studies in Belgium in composition. I have no idea how works a compressor. I don't know. I have no idea. And if it wasn't just by myself, I wouldn't like go and check on Google. If we're going here at Berklee, I don't exactly know the tools and the software. It's pretty easy to just have like the basics of compressors. Obviously, you need to put some money in, but I mean, you always have to if you want to update your conservatory, if you want to update your music high school, you need to use the money that you have and you receive by the states. It's like depending on the states, obviously. But yes, please buy some hardwares, buy some licenses for your students. Like I get it. Cracking a software is pretty easy nowadays, but it's just so easy for students if you give them the license. It's just so normal because they would need it. Obviously, everybody is cracking everything, but it's like following the fact that the law is too soft on this type of things is to me really not a good idea at all. Because if the law changes, what do? You're done. If they find a way to stop you using like cracks, for example, in like the next 5 years, what do? What VST do you use? What software do you use? I beg, I'm begging conservatories and and music high school to just like, yeah, put just even the minimal amount of money to give your students what they need and what the industry is using. Like we don't ask you like to use like this very niche VST that's like is the best strings VST ever produced in I don't know what part of China by two guys that immigrated from no, just basic labs from Spitfire. It's already enough just for students to understand the basics of it. So definitely that's to me that's the thing. I think most of the time listen to the student if they say that they need something in terms of technology, um, listen to them because they probably really need it. And I mean, if they don't need it, they'll like just try to look for it on internet and be like scammed or like try to hack something if you like can give them the tools. And I'm not even like speaking about money in general, like just like if you can like do, I don't know, do a conferences, masterclass with like people that know the industry and know how like the tools and digital like industry works, just that can help them not only to become better musicians, but also to find their ways. Definitely, it's because my juror for my final year project on my master in Belgium was Bruno Latour, which is the former Radio France director. Definitely, it's because this guy knew about the fact that I needed to have some new basics in technology that I went to Berklee. And because this guy was like, you have already something in your creative area that you can like make, yeah, you can like make great things, especially if you know how the industry works in terms of production, in terms of technology innovation, blah, 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 blah. Try it and do it. And yeah, that's probably my final word. Just like make your students believe in what you want to give them to you. Definitely.